Good evening. It is April 15th, 2025. Welcome everyone here. I just love it to see your smiling faces. It's so wonderful. You know, it just brings tears to my eyes. I'm not kidding. To think like-minded people are drawn together, that we resonate with each other. And sometimes I get texts, what course lessons you're doing, or what, like Terry's doing Sue Morter, and I'm going to go to a Dr. Sue Morter event May 2nd. The commonality is that she had an awakening experience, but she details it and does certain steps where others can follow those steps. And see, that's what I'm trying to do. As I experience these, I guess, awakenings, because it deepens. You just cannot think anything's final, because this is just so, well, I've spent so many lifetimes thinking about duality that just picture the hole I've dug for myself. I know that none of this is real, honest. I know that this is an illusion, but because it's duality, we believe in duality, then besides, there can be instantaneous awakenings and enlightenment. But for me, this is a gradual process that allows me to adapt as things are uncovered out of the unconscious mind, right? To be released, looked at, etc. This is a process. And everybody's experiences are different, but I just am documenting them and sharing them as they occur, so that you all are motivated to continue the work, continue your practice. And that's why the email this week lists things that I'm looking back on, the main things I am doing now to allow me to rest in this God's presence longer and longer. But before I forget, we invite in, of course, I've been sitting here, I invited him in earlier, and I was sitting with Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, the enlightened beings. Holy Spirit, guide me what to do or say, but also help everyone here to get their insights, to help them, save them years of work. That's what I'm trying to do, is save you years of work. So welcome God Chaz, welcome God Barbie, welcome God Terry, welcome God Ed, welcome God Danelle, welcome God Debbie. Debbie's back from her wedding trip. Welcome God Leon, he's back. Welcome God D, welcome God Glenda. And I also recognize, like Joanne texted, that, see, I don't pick the pace that I'm talking. And as I look at it, I see sometimes it can be fast. But see, I don't pick this. It just kind of happens. So what it made me realize to do is for us to recognize and think, and how to absorb whatever's coming through me, is let's just take a second and pause here, and like if you want to, take a deep breath in. The breath starts 2 inches below the navel. Just take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, just, you're just going to relax, but just say, ah, and see that, ah. If you feel it, just let your shoulders relax, your body relax, your mind relax. Because this stuff isn't a figuring out. This is allowing it to be absorbed. And whatever is helpful will resonate with you, and you'll practice, and you'll read my email. But I want you to listen to this talk from awareness. So to do that, you just kind of lean back in your mind and put some space between me and you and the screen. Just give a little space, and just welcome in whatever comes through, resonates with you. Because this is, and I just want to clarify, I'm not kidding. A tear will come to my eye, or I'll just go like, wow. Whoa, this is all literal, what Jesus is teaching in A Course in Miracles, and what Dzogchen teaches. Dzogchen is Tibetan Buddhism, spelled Dzogchen. I integrate both of them into this teaching. And to think we can talk about that God is in everything and God's presence animates everything. But as you start to experience it, like I'm experiencing it, I sometimes stop, I sometimes forget, whoa, that light that I'm feeling come in and go out of my mind is God's presence, is God's spirit. And for your form to be alive, enlivened, God's breath, you're breathing God's breath. So every in and out breath can be a moment for you to stop, just stop and recognize, whoa, this is a holy moment. This is called the now, N-O-W, the holy instant. In that moment, you recognize that's God's presence. And it's called short moments repeated many times, where I'm trying to teach that you stop during the day and practice either truths from the Course or Dzogchen, or practice stopping, take a breath, relax, smile, look at a person and think of them as spirit. You know the drill, and I'm going to be covering some things that we practice. But that is a holy instant, which Lama Surya Das calls the fourth time. And that helps me in definition because that has our awareness to be aware. The other times that are of ego and of space and time are the past, the present, and the future. That's why another thing we do during the day is to stop and recognize, what am I doing, but also recognize, what am I thinking while I'm doing that. And when I stop and do things like that, it's common that I'll recognize I'm thinking of the past or I'm thinking of the future. And you don't beat yourself up, because this is marvelous that you're awake and alert enough to recognize you've gone off on a tangent. Remember, years ago, we never knew when we were off for days on a tangent and just ruminating about some issue or some person, right? So if you're off wandering around for 5, 10, 15 minutes, wow, that's not long. But we want to get shorter in recognizing to stop, short moments, repeated many times a day. What am I thinking as I'm doing something? And then stop, sync them, that your awareness is with you as you do it, like whatever you're doing, but also to stop a second and just look for the clear light of God or spirit that's here. That's one of the highest things you can do, is stop and think of yourself or someone else, or just look out and think God's presence is here. I mean, it's phenomenal. It can erase many, many judgment thoughts out of your unconscious mind. I don't know how many, but it's healing. But anyway, it's miraculous that we're all together and recognizing that it is literal, that the heart-mind transformation and body sanctification is literal. It's literal. As you practice these truths, it shocked me to find the words body sanctification in the Course of Miracles. And I'm going to repeat it again because we can't hear this enough, that we're being transformed, we transcend the form, of course, but the body gets sanctified, and that's in lesson 157. Your body will be sanctified today. Its only purpose being now to bring the vision of what you experience this day to light the world. And then this truth comes from chapter 7.XI.5 paragraph. This is about transforming the mind. When a mind has only light, it knows only light. Its own radiance shines all around it and extends out into the darkness of other minds, transforming them into majesty. So recognize, even though this is an illusion, we've never been separate from God. Only in a dream can we ever be separate from God. But in the journey back home to a home we've never left involves transformation and various experiences to occur. So tonight I'm going to talk about some of these practices that we can do that help transform a separate heart and a separate mind to a merged heart mind. That's divine Christ, divine Buddha, divine God, heart mind in the awakened duality. In the awakened duality. Of course, in the absolute God kingdom, there's no form. But the Son of God created the Garden of Eden. That's what we're in. And we're awakening, and this transcendence allows the ascension to the heaven and earth, where the Garden of Eden has heaven and earth joined together. And you experience that in your daily life. This isn't a foo-foo thing that happens after you die. It can happen in this lifetime. Fully experience your form is animated by God's presence right now. But we can't just mouth the Course teachings or the Dzogchen truths. We have to apply them in our daily life. So here, I'm just going to go through this list, and then I'll check the clock. And if anybody sees it's about 10 to 8 or so, let me know, because I want to share a couple experiences I had during meditation, which exemplify that when the heart mind is merged, it actually, there's an ascension up the great ray out of the top of the head, and ascension out. Since this is coming up, I'm just going to cover it. Is an ascension where there's like, I saw it like a black line or when I sat with it, I realized the great ray tube, it's a tube, looked like a black line. My form, mind, and heart were pulled up into this great ray tube, the great ray tube. And this process of ascension is happening different times in the last month or so. And as we were talking before I started recording, never ever think something is final, because the process deepens. It deepens, gets more nuanced, where the mind less goes off for attachment and aversion. The mind is more centered in the light, because it just all deepens into your true reality. But anyway, as this, my awareness got up, ascended into the great ray tube, the word stupa came to my mind. And I had only heard that word stupa because I saw it in a Facebook post from a Buddhist person. And I Googled it, and in my email, I sent you a picture. And this is a dome with it's called finale, F-I-N. If I can think of the word, it might be, I'll find it. It's finale or F-I-N-I-A-L or something like that. It's a straight great ray tube. This is in Tibet and India and Nepal. They make stupas. Inside this stupa are the relics of a holy enlightened being, a relic of either when they were cremated, or some of these holy beings, when they passed, their body evaporated, their rainbow body became a rainbow body and kind of like evaporated. And all that's left has been substantiated is hair and like nails, and I forget what else might be left. But they put them in this as a holy shrine. But they have various looks to them. But when my awareness was being pulled up into this great ray tube, a stupa came to mind because my head seemed round and there was this line that came off of it. And as I've expressed to you before, when the Holy Son of God wanted to animate this body form, picture his presence, his spirit was in the vast, you can call it pure land, this vast, open, empty field of spaciousness, of the presence of this God spirit. His spirit mind is just in this vast spaciousness. He needed a way to inject the breath of life, L-I-F-E, and the great ray light down into the body. So he invented this tube, like a straw, that comes down from this holy, spacious presence to inject light and breath of life into the form. So as my vision goes up the tube, it opens into that vast spaciousness. And that spaciousness for me is a lavender color, but while you're visualizing this, it can be any color you want. Now, I highly recommend visualizations of this because for centuries or thousands of years, we've thought we're a body and only thought of ourselves as a body and only thought of images of our body as we thought of other people as well. So I have no problem with you thinking about source, presence, pure land with the great ray tube and that light energies coming down it through your head into your form. That's the vibration you feel in your body. And the light that then energizes all these chakras and there's a, etc. Now, what I want to get to is, as I was pulled up into this great ray tube, it went only far enough. I was doing nothing. And then it just settles. Then it's just settling back. The energy just comes back and I just settle down. But as I settle in my mind, there's a round yellow ball shows up. And of course that is exemplifying the Son of God, S-U-N, the sun or source of God that radiates light. And that's why they can kind of call it the great rays or coming off the source of the sun. But anyway, there was a yellow ball. It didn't have any radiating rays from it. But then the ball, I forget the ball was there, then the whole area started just getting yellow. And then my whole screen's yellow. Then then the energy just settles down more. And later when I sit with it, I realize then just the yellow light, because you want to just relax, and just know that light of God's presence is there. But because we're thinking, we're a thinking being instead of a human being. Just relax and knowingly say, like, let that light settle within your form. Just relax. And in those split seconds, no telling what you'll experience because you're relaxing into the God's presence and just rest there in split seconds. And so let's see now, that was the gist of that experience. But see, that's more ascension for me to remember what I am and what you are, that our forms are animated by God's presence, and that in reality, there's only God's presence. That brings tears to my eyes too. To think he's right here closer than our breath. That's if animating our form, energizing our form is the clear love light of God. Well, anyway, so that was the experience. Now, I want to go through some things that I have started doing only in the last couple of months, which are really significant because they're getting to the crux of the healings of of how there can be joinings. Oh, so when the Son of God thought he was a body and forgot his spirit, that's when two-ness started. where there's, a while ago when I'm talking about there's only God presence, that means he was only aware of God's presence. There wasn't no me, son of God, and it God. He only knew of God's presence. But when he fell asleep, then there's two-ness of subject object. He thought he's a body, a form, confined in a form, lost to the realization he's spirit. So this divided the body, seemed to divide the body into two parts of all kinds of things. I never thought about it this way because, see, this is part of the healing and the transformation is for you to see the big picture and to just do your own journaling and truths about like heart mind. When the Son of God remembered what he was, the heart was joined with the Christ, Buddha, God mind. They were not separate. So when that Son of God thought of anything, he thought of it lovingly, with kindness, consideration, and love, unconditional love. But in the separation, guess what? The heart is down here in your chest, physical heart, and the mind seems to be in your skull. They're separate. And that's why I work with individuals about them not intellectualizing, not just quoting all truths all the time. We're going for the experience, and that's what the Course in Miracles says. Jesus says we're going for the experience of these truths. But anyway, we're going from the thinking, which is a sense perception mind, to join the thinking mind with the heart. That's heart, to join them, merge them. The yin and yang force of feminine energy that's at the root chakras got to join with the yang energy in the crown chakra, because that's union. Right now they're separate, so they're like opposing forces of good, bad, male, female, right? Negative, positive. So yin and yang got separated. What else got breath and energy? So remember when the Son of God, he breathed the breath of life and L-I-G-H-T? Those were joined when he breathed them in, but in the separation, they got split. So that's why in Buddhism and Dzogchen, they talk about breathing to recognize first, this breath is from the holy source, and that means you're holy, but that breath can take you into the now moment. And in the now moment, that breath recognized with the breath in and out movement comes the great ray in and out movement. They're together and synonymous. So just visualize it that way. The light is coming in, filling your body, and going out. Light is coming in and going. So breath and energy got separated. So this is the transformations that are occurring. But the major one is, how in the world do you rejoin heart and mind? It's a big deal, folks. This is really significant. So that's why I got this list. So we're going to go and look at this list. Number one was, and how we did on time, think of your physical heart. The physical heart contains the divine love in this dual world. Okay? The physical heart as a crystal heart cave that sparkles, because you know the rainbow colors? The rainbow colors are in your heart. They're crystals that are shining all those colors. So just Google rainbow colors, think of all the colors, and picture there's crystals in your heart, and they're just sparkling. And in that heart cave, you're going to bring in, you can think of your heart cave as the circle of purity that we talk about for the last few weeks. That's the circle of purity that Jesus says, you leave anybody out of the circle, guess what? You're left out of the circle. No matter that you believe it or not, this is called faking it while you're making it. You have your list of all these people you pray for. Well, add to the list the people that seem to make you upset, angry, irritated, or whatever. You bring them all into that cave, and bring yourself and set your little figure in that cave. Okay, that's one. Number two, sitting in meditation, picture this. Take like your two hands, grab your heart, just grab your heart muscle. Then we're going to say your mind's in your skull. Go in your skull and grab your mind. Then you're going to bring your heart and your mind together with these two hands, and you're going to join it above your heart, out in the ethers, out in this God's clear light right here. That's called an etheric heart mind. In the awakened state, that's your true heart, divine heart mind. And if you Google etheric chakras, you'll see there's other ones, because all I'm wanting you to do is to open up your mind to this, to what you are, but also to the depth of what you are. Besides this appearance of a physical body, below the physical body is this subtle light body, a whole nother body filled with light, but it's called subtle, S-U-B-T-L-E. That subtle body has all these light channels, light meridians, nadis, N-A-D-I-S, etheric chakras. They're floating around out here because you are not confined within this body. Even now, you are not confined. So anyway, now when and if you want to accept a guru into your life, which I did at one time, Lama Surya Das was my guru, but as my Buddha nature opened, and that he as a guru is no longer, I'm no longer doing that. But the thing is, when the time was right, he joined my heart, physical heart, and my mind together in a light transmission that occurred. And I think I covered it one time, but I won't go in it now. But that guru can save you years of work. But anyway, before speaking, here comes Julia. Before speaking, drop your attention. This is a huge one too. Drop your attention into your heart muscle. This really helped me because see, then what happens, your attention or awareness into your heart muscle, then when you're speaking or thinking, you'll think with a loving nature. Oh, it works. But if you know you're going to be around someone that's maybe irritated, or you've been irritated with, or you've had an argument with, or whatever, you're trying to reconcile anything, bring your attention to your heart muscle and sit there for a few minutes before you go into that conversation or be with that person. And before you speak, it will change how you speak. And I fully believe you'll become more aware if you go off tangent, because you'll feel it. You'll feel a difference between coming from your heart, speaking from your heart with a loving, kind, considerate nature versus the hardcore thinking mind of ego. When feeling an emotion of anger or irritation, that means you got to be aware when you're getting irritated or angry, and stop and bring your attention or awareness to your heart muscle before you react. Now, if it goes too far, where you get involved in the anger or the irritation, you can always still stop and bring your attention to your heart muscle and choose again what you want to do, how you want to act. Because every act has a reaction in your karma field. You're sowing karma seeds as depending on how we act. And in your unconscious mind stores every one of your actions and reactions. 5, learning to take belly breaths instead of shallow diaphragm breathing. This is amazing, because when you do that long in breath and that long exhale, saying if you pay attention, you'll feel the edges of your body let go in a split second, and see what happens. See, the clear light of God's presence is here now, but our body has an edge. Our mind seems to have an edge. Our heart seems to have an edge, or walls or borders that stops this clear spaciousness or light energy from expanding, pulsating in and out of your form, in and out of your heart, in and out of your mind, free from the edges of the body and the borders. So just relax, take a moment and feel that let go, that letting go. You're in that split second, you're letting go of the thought you're a body. You may not even be aware that's what's happening, but that's what's happening. Your unconscious mind more and more is because you're thinking of yourself as not a body, as spirit, clear light spirit. It starts to think of you as the clear light of spirit. 6, let's see what's 6. Learning to relax by becoming aware when your body feels tense or contracted. And that's why this body sanctification is so important. In that process of the body becoming declared holy, these actions and reactions, besides getting stored in the mind and in the heart, they get stored in the body, clog up the body, cells and chakras, etc. This becoming aware when you're tense, you've tensed up your form, and see, by you being aware, you're awakening. Because think back years ago, you weren't even aware when your body felt tense or upset. It just was the way the hell things were, right? We just lived that way because that was the culture. We weren't taught, hold it, there's another way to live instead of being tight, tense, contracted. So you're, as that, taking that breath in and letting go and relaxing, unconsciously you're letting go that you're a body, and it lets your heart and mind, holy heart and mind, join. All these things go on when you relax and you know nothing about it. Learning to smile inwardly and outwardly. Now, it sounds so simple, but it is so healing. To when you don't feel like smiling outwardly, develop the habit of learning how to smile inwardly. And you'll notice just smiling inwardly, that causes a relaxation. This is a relaxation of this egoic body to this holy God body, letting that light energy move through your cells. You just get relaxed. Oh, by that smile, it causes happy hormones. I forget what all they're called. Besides, it just relaxes. You just picture inward smile. You just expand. And when you expand, it's also can be called extend. You're extending out your loving light essence, spirit. 8, setting up a daily meditation practice where you learn to become master of your body and mind instead of them, your body and mind, running the show. Jesus says the course is a course in mind training. So how the heck are you going to train your mind? How are you going to do that? From its habitual thinking, from its habitual habits. And it goes so far as like the habitual way you brush your teeth, the habitual way you stand in your shower and turn in your shower when you wash yourself, the habitual way that you write, try your other hand. All these are habitual habits that if you try just changing some habits, you'll recognize you're opening up your mind beyond these habitual habits that are keeping you stuck in ego thoughts and opening you up to your holy essence. It just all just kind of what's happening in all this transformation, all these structured habits, thought patterns, reactivity, they're all getting broken apart. And you want to ask Holy Spirit, I know I want your help in releasing these and letting these habitual patterns go. And you will get help. You'll definitely get help. But meditation, what that does, without knowing the nature of your mind, knowing that it's this skylight, vast, clear skylight nature that the clouds and airplanes just come and go on without you grabbing out there, and the sky doesn't reach out there and grab an airplane. But in our culture, in the way we think that we're a thinking mind, and that these thoughts and feelings, we got to do something about them, be attached to them or push them away. Those are the habitual patterns, attachment and aversion, clinging or pushing things away, aversion. You're learning that in meditation, let thoughts and feelings come and go. They'll self-arise and self-liberate if you don't hang on to them or push them away. Simply becoming aware of them without saying, well, what the hell's that one back? No, that's a judgment. You simply are aware it's there. Let it be. Bring your attention back to the area behind your forehead, between your eyes, where there's moonlight or spaciousness. And in my email I wrote, you can just lightly press on your eyelids. Moonlight will show up. That's the moonlight of the great ray. That gives you some light to focus on. Or you can bring your attention back to focus on the breath. Or bring your attention back to if you have a candle flame in front of you. Something is called concentration. You got to bring your attention back to center. And ultimately, you might be able to sit maybe 5 seconds before the mind wanders off again. It will wander off probably 100, 500 times in an hour meditation. Just the way it is. The mind will never stop talking, but what happens as you awaken, you get this gap between thoughts, and the thoughts are slower. But they'll never be we're not repressing thoughts. That's not what we're doing here with Dzogchen sky gazing meditation. Learning to let thoughts and feelings come and go and just be or rest in that clear light, vast spaciousness. I wasn't able to rest in that clear light spaciousness for years. But see, you're practicing. You just go back to the clear light and you just kind of be there for a few seconds. Then the mind wanders. With a leash of mindfulness, you bring your mind back to center and just be, and then the mind wanders. You're building, it's called a spiritual muscle. You are training your mind to let things come and go. So that means when you're off the cushion, you're more easily going to let what somebody says to you come and go without you reacting. It rubs off on you. It happens. It affects your day-to-day activities. But more than that, you become aware more quickly of when you've attached to a thought or feeling that's going on. And you let go. Lean back, take a breath, count to 3 or 10, and go again. And you respond accordingly. What you're learning to do is tack your sailboat in the wind of karma. Karma's happening all day long. All the images that show up, that's our karma. You're learning to tack your mind in among the karmic engines, responding as needed, but you're spontaneously present. You're not a bump on the log. You're not in a trance. You're not mumbo jumbo, like just lean back. I'm not going to do anything today. I just let it all go by, That's not what that is not being awake and alert to the Christ God mind that you have. And then also being awake and alert, all those things that show up, you have an opportunity to free them from their thought that they themselves think they're a body. By you simply in this list is practicing advanced forgiveness, thinking of every image that if you're at the coffee shop, walking to the bus station, going to your doctor's office, whatever you're doing, stop for a moment and just simply think of them as spirit. Look past their body to the clear light of spirit they are, or saying silently to them, God, 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 I love you. You have then released yourself from thinking you're a body, but you've released them. And that is just called wishing your brothers well. Now that is a powerful one, and I'm going to go to it. Praying for others. In essence, advanced forgiveness which is Jesus's in A Course in Miracles. You look beyond the body or the flesh to the spirit that's there. And in Trekhod, T-R-E-C-K-H-O-D, in Dzogchen, you see through or cut through the image to see the clear light of spirit that's there. That's the highest thing you can do for you and them. But it's also called praying. You're in essence praying right then and transcending. Oh, wait, you're ascending. When you do that, you're ascending out of this physical plane into this spiritual realm that is your true life, for a split second. And those split seconds add up. They'll add up, where then you become more awake and aware to practice that all the day. But while we're at it, day and night, when watching TV, you think of those actors as their real reality, spirit, clear light, God. And because God, there's only God presence animating everything, even the rocks and the trees. Oh, I'm going to tell a story here, Leon just shared with me. Everything is animated by spirit. That means everything are gods and goddesses walking the holy earth. The holy earth is animated by God's presence. That's the awakened duality called transduality. I mean, it's the awakened duality. Well, that's where you see the forms, but yet you've integrated and knowing that this clear light vibration is animating every form. So Leon said I could share the story. And what it's about is that God is in everything, because God is in my mind. Leon, when he was younger, worked in a let's see, forget the name of this manufacturing plant for a pickup truck. Forget the brand. Leon, you want to say the brand? And his job was, it was an assembly line. His job was there to pour molten metal down in a hole, that in a bed of sand, there was a hole, and he was to pour, as this line moved in front of him, this molten metal down in that hole, and it formed the metal box that holds the pistons of the engine. Now see, that word even left me. Okay, so he did that. Later in, I don't know how much later, he was at like a Dairy Queen. He stopped at a Dairy Queen. And he was in a line to get his treat. And out of the blue, he heard a voice that said, "You made me." And he turned around and it said again, "You made me." And he turned around and he walked back, and he saw it was just this little parking lot, were vehicles. And there was this truck that was the brand of a truck he used that he made, that crankshaft, I forget what it's called, that holds the pistons. And he looked around the group and he says, "Say again, Lee, what?"
Engine block.
Oh, that's it, engine block. Thanks, Ed. So he somehow said to the group, "Who is that? Someone's truck." It was the very brand he made, that engine block. And the man said yes. And so they went over to the vehicle, opened the door. Leon looked at the barcode, and the year the truck was made was the year he poured the metal down in the hole to make that crankshaft. So that crankshaft remembered Leon's spirit and told him, "You made me." That is a metal crankshaft. Now, to think of this, when I was talking to Leon, I said, "Leon, think about this. Fate had it. You had to time your trip and get to the Dairy Queen the same time this other guy drove to the Dairy Queen And then the two of you beat. Now, why I can relate to this, so I believe it. I truly believe it. But I had forgotten a story that I have. Years ago, this is before 2014, I had a gazebo that was made out of aluminum, but parts of it were steel. And that meant, and I lived next to a river, that meant the steel could rust because aluminum, typically doesn't rust. And I don't know what I was practicing in the course, but whatever I was doing, for some reason, I saw this rust. Because see, I'd thought about the rust on this gazebo I was needing to repair it. But anyway, I talked to the rust. And I said to the rust, basically, how do you feel about being rust? I'm not kidding. What led me to do this? I don't know. Maybe for just this story. And the rust said to me, I'm made of the same spirit that you are. And I went, what? Talk to me. I don't know if that's Holy Spirit speaking through it. Who knows? Who cares? That's the point. Steel, metal, rocks look like they're dense, thick, thick, thick. But quantum physics has proven there's only space. There's some tiny, less than 1% material matter in this whole universe. But anyway, I digress. Is that metal, molten metal, remember the spirit of Leon. So as Leon's working, his spirit identity, it's got an identity in, even though we're all this God presence, you're unique, Christ Buddhas. You are unique, Christ Buddhas. God's walking this earth. So be proud and take that you're a human. Take this as an opportunity to practice and not let time pass where you regret that you didn't practice your truths and integrate them into your daily life. Because we don't know when the next breath is in the last breath. And that's not being morbid. That's just the way life is. So take full advantage of the life that you have to practice the truths in the Course and the Dharma or whatever other truths that you practice. Okay, let's see. How are we doing on all this? I want to go through here. I've talked about the sunflower field. This really helped me get into the now moment, because that's how, in being in the now moment, Holy Spirit calls it a holy instant, that Lama Surya Das calls it the fourth time, but it's also called presencing, Presencing. Now, in that special, or not special, but a unique way to identify what we're learning to do. God's presence is here now. Presence. So if you're aware of that clear light, you're presencing. That's being in the now. But anyway, it's not that easy to be in the now, because we've got the habit of going into the future or past, or in the present time, sorting good and bad, healthy, sick kind of stuff. So what's a way to get in the now? Recognize the now. I talked about it briefly last week, but I want to delve in it deeper now, because I saw a Facebook post that showed a field of sunflowers fully opened. You know how that is. There's big stalks, big heads, sunflowers. Now picture a sunflower in itself represents you. The petals, the round brown thing is the sun, the round sun in essence, source, and the petals are the rays. Your head could be that way if you think about it. Your rays are just coming off your head, out of your third eye. But anyway, they're fully open sunflowers, a huge field, far as you can see. But in this post, a person has dived straight down. Oh, I showed it. Dived straight down into the midst of the sunflowers. I'm going to try to find this. Only thing that's sticking up are two legs and the feet. It's just the cutest. Whoever thought of putting this all together, man, it's so creative. oh, oh my goodness. I'm fine. It's the best thing because see, it reminds you what you are, the sunlight. I'm hoping I haven't gone by it. Duh. It'd be hard to pass a field of sunflowers, I would think. Ha, here we are. Here we are. Woohoo. And the quote that went with it is, Buddha said, seize the moment. See the field of sunflowers, there's two legs with boots sticking up. It's a Lama Surya Das post. How many days ago? I don't even know. Let's see. April 1st. Oh, it's worth looking at and sitting with and contemplating it in meditation. Because picture what this is showing. In a moment, we can dive into the moment, which means be fully present of what's going on in these six senses. Thinking is a sixth sense, seeing, hearing, smelling, touching. So first at home, I did this. I dove into the sunflower field, and while I'm dove in there, I'm thinking I'm hearing the rustling of the sunflowers because the breeze went through them, or smelling the sunflowers. I really don't know what they smell like, but I'm smelling them. Then thinking, oh, they're pretty stalk color, the green leaves, the brown, the in the center, and the petals. Being fully present with what is happening is what that taught me. So then when I'm out and about, quickly in my mind, I picture the sunflower field when I'm with somebody. And I'm in essence saying to myself, dive into the moment. Be fully present with this person or this event. And try just being 100% fully present. It's not easy because you'll catch your mind going off with their conversation. And you just and that's why meditation is important. You bring your mind back to thinking of their purity, etc. Well, you get the point. I called it in here, stop to have a sunflower field moment. Because we want to have moment to moment awareness. Now I'm going to look through here for some other things here. Oh, I got to get back to the praying for others. Oh, this is so big. For years prior to 2019, I really was just thinking, when I look back, me awakening, what the F, I don't care about the rest of these people. And then people talk about in the Course of Miracles, you can't fix anybody. So it's like, whoa, you get zeroed in on me, myself, and I. I don't mean to laugh, but that was me. That was me, folks. Well, the lovely thing about Dzogchen is, I emailed my group, our Dzogchen prayer book. There's prayers in there, and they are powerful because they've been around. I don't even know if it's how many hundreds, thousands of years, some of these prayers that have got put in this prayer booklet, that we repeat the prayers during our Zoom retreats with that Lama Surya Das. And they coincide with Course truths. But because I found the Course truths hard to get, adding these other truths, then I was able to understand Jesus's Course. And this calling, like he does the circle of purity, calling everybody into the circle of purity, brings them all home. Well, this is praying for others, wishing others well. So when you meditate, you can call in beside your Zoom group. If you meditate with the Zoom group, each person on the screen, you're bringing them into the holy circle, but you're actually silently in your mind going, you've called in Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, and the enlightened beings, work through me, help remove the inner, outer, and secret obstacles all these people have that stops them from knowing their true identity. And see, that is wishing these people well, praying for others. The benefit is boundless. It's boundless. And a further way to pray for others is not just the human realm. It never dawned on me. Picture Ed was showing earlier, he's got some two neat dogs and a cat. It's an animal realm. There are 6 realms. Now you don't have to believe this. I believe it. You don't have to believe any of this stuff. Just choose what you want. But there's the human realm, animal realm, small g God realm, small d demigod realm, hungry ghosts, and sentient beings in hell. Of all the 6 realms, the one that you have this mind, you can reason with yourself, is the human realm. That's what's precious about this whole deal. The other realms, I don't know this much about it, but I think I don't know how they get out, except if they get prayed out. I'm not kidding. And that's why I've experienced seeing the Pure Land where the enlightened beings, mean people that were in physical form, became enlightened. Some choose to come back to be back in bodies. Others choose to be a spirit in the Pure Land. And what they do all day, all night is chant and pray and I fully believe they might even incarnate into a body just for some point to make a point for us, maybe at the grocery store or at the coffee line, just to see how far has this person gone. Let's see if I can if they remember I'm spirit or not. I'm kidding. I don't know. But they're up there chanting for us, praying for us. And one of the chants they do, but I learned from this prayer book, is Om Mani Padme Hung Re. Now, you don't have to believe in chanting, but just try it. You might like it. And I'll just share a story. When I started in 2019, learned about Dzogchen and went to these Zoom groups where they meditated and they chanted, I met this lovely couple called Nathan, oh, I won't say their last names, Nathan and Kelsey. And he's a economics, or no, finance professor, blah, blah, blah. And he and I were in a side group out of one of these Zoom retreat. He or I were in a Zoom room, what's it called? Cutout session or whatever, where we were supposed to answer a question the guru gave us. And he and I were talking, and for some reason, he and I were sharing stories. We both told ourselves, I'm never going to learn these chants. Not me. And now we love the chants. Oh, so see what happened as I meditated, I started to kind of open. Now, it still doesn't mean you want to chant, but you don't have to chant. But if you're in these groups and they chant, I want you to lean back and just in your mind, and this is what I did, I leaned back and let the chants wash through me. Just let them wash through you because they carry a vibrational energy that will help heal your unconscious mind and all kinds of things I don't even know. But you let it wash through, and that's what I would do. But slowly, I would catch some phrases and some rhythm, because see, there's a rhythm to it. And some of them I noticed the rhythm is to the Great Ray Light Movement. It's drawn loose, the Great Ray Light Movement in you, and your breath energy flow and the light, the air, wind that's going down this channel. It's vibrating and it's helping you. It's helping. But then I learned a few words, phrases, sentences. Some now I can actually chant some of the chants. But as I would look at these words and try to chant them, I'd go to the English translation and I'd wonder, not in an intellectual way, but in a contemplation way, I wonder what that word means. Like suffering, what the hey, suffer, and I just contemplate, may the path dispel suffering. And the path means our spiritual practice. May it dispel suffering. And may suffering dawn as, I forget that chant really, primordial awareness. because the chants are all working with your mind trying to get this transformation. But one of these chants is Om Mani Padme Hum Re. And in my email, I listed, a chart. There's a chart. And the chart, these aren't just syllables. These syllables mean things. They relate to, they're called six paramitas in Buddhism. These are virtues, and I put them in my email. Where page 6, page 7. Oh, the paramitas are generosity, ethical self-discipline, patience, mental stability / concentration, demonstrating discriminating awareness - wisdom. And Jesus has characteristics of God's teachers: trust, honesty, tolerance, gentleness, joy, generosity, patience, faithfulness, open-mindedness, defenselessness. These are things we practice as we climb up the mountain, because we're merging the heart with the mind. These characteristics are working on our egoic heart and our egoic mind to get them to join. But anyway, Om refers to generosity. And guess what it works on? It works on pride and the ego. Duh. Do you think I got pride or ego? Duh. Anything, oh, that's gone? No. Ma is ethics, and that works against jealousy, lust for entertainment. We think this is all for these other 6 realms, but guess what? We got these kaleshas, these afflictions, these egoic thoughts that don't take it personal. Everybody's got them, but we just become aware of them. But Om Mani Ni is patience. Patience is a paramita that works on, guess what? Passion and desire. Duh. Desire said that causes clinging. Let's see, I got to find my next page. I never know when the sequence, this is all going to flow. Om Mani Paid, P-A-D. That paramita is diligence, and that works on healing the affliction of ignorance and prejudice. Duh. Me, renunciation, that works on greed and possessiveness. H-U-M or H-U-N-G, wisdom works on aggression and hatred. So as you chant Om, I'm going to just do it here a second. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh wait, I had HRI. Om Mani Padme Hum Re, Om Mani Padme Hum Re, Om Mani Padme Hum Re. You don't have to do it fast, you can do it slow. Or you can go Om Mani Padme Hum Re, Om Mani Padme Hum Re, Om Mani Padme Hum Re. Oh, mommy, pray us all home, please. Oh, mommy, pray us all home, please. See, it kind of, you change it, because that's what we're doing. We're wanting to pray everybody home. Now, we can't fix anybody, but we're sending out light and love, and it's healing. And you get big merit for this. Big good karma. Now, you're not doing it specifically for that. Underneath, you want your intention to be as pure as it can, which means you want to help heal. What the hey? We've been in ignorance. Where are those? Pride, ego, jealousy, lust for entertainment, passion, desire, ignorance, prejudice, greed, possessiveness, aggression, hatred. Duh. Ego's worked us over, and we've agreed to it. But now we're waking up. Okay, now I got to keep going here. Okie dokie. That's 4. How we doing here on time? 5. Oh, I told you about this chant. Now, so we've been talking about praying for others, then praying for specific people, but also then, besides in meditation, you can pray for specific people. Carry it to politicians of the world, Kaninsky, Vladimir Putin, you know, all, the Chinese leaders, North Korean leaders, Middle East leaders, you're spreading the goodwill, the well wishes. May there be peace. And you're changing your heart and mind as you do this. But here's a well-wishing prayer from our prayer book. Ooh, and well, I have several favorites, but this is called oh my, I'm going over 8. The 4 immeasurable aspirations. And what I did slowly, I would memorize this prayer, and then I'd be contemplating it, the sentences. And because see, you're taking it within yourself. But so that you can say it when you get angry or irritated at somebody, which can happen. Here's the prayer. May all beings possess happiness and the inner causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the inner causes of suffering. May all beings remain undivided from the sacred joy which is free from suffering. May all beings come to rest in great peace and equanimity beyond attachment and aversion to friends, enemies, or strangers. Now see, we're praying for this for all beings. That's all those beings in those 6 realms. Or you can just say, for all beings seen and unseen. Don't you love that? Because what happens then, you're getting the benefit of this prayer. It's so lovely. All right. Now, final thing I'll end with is, see, I do not know what the awakening process will be. I'm just open, and meditate, and I am observant of what's going on in my mind. But one day, April 11th, Michael leads our LA Dzogchen meditation group a morning, Thursday morning. And before he did meditation, he said because in our meditation, first our meditation begins preliminary practice, middle practice, and ending. Real, real hard to remember. But the beginning practice, I just think that's funny. It has a beginning, middle, and an end. The beginning is where we're inviting in all these beings to help us in various ways. The middle is the meditation. And at the end, we dedicate the benefit of our meditation to all beings with some chants. Okay, so in that ending, and during meditation, they'll ask for us to look at everybody on the screen, or if a person has particular pain or surgery coming up or whatever, to send awareness and light to that person, and then to the whole group. And you get that synergy of that whole meeting. But before the group, Michael brought up one of his friends. Now, this isn't a good story. One of Michael's friends, a man and wife, has a daughter, 16 years old, and she had 2 boyfriends, ended up with 2 boyfriends, and she was at home with one of the boyfriends, and the second boyfriend came in, evidently had a gun, shot and killed one boyfriend, and shot her 4 or 5 times. As I understand it, she's still alive. But the thing is, he was asking prayers for them. So as I sat there in meditation, I was calling on Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, and light beings, help me and guide me. Help them from this suffering, from this pain they're feeling, and help that young man through the bardos, through this death process. And in my mind, up showed a picture of a living room, and standing in the living room were 2 young men and a girl. And all I saw was that. And I realized Holy Spirit was showing me them before this went on. But then it made me fully aware there were 3 families suffering. Now we know just how just how, oh, sad that would be, wouldn't? Oh my, you can't put words on this, right? So our heart goes out to them, wanting to relieve that suffering. That's this prayer. May all beings be free from suffering and the inner causes of suffering. I mean, that'll bring tears to your eyes because suffering is just a default. Because we each have things occur, a pain, a loved one dies, something happens. But with this practice, we don't deny our feelings, which I used to do. So with this practice of letting feelings come and go, a person also learns to be with their feelings so that we're not repressing them to let them get stored in the body, clog up the body, clog up the heart, or clog up the mind. Because you're a light being. All this is all free and open, spacious light and love radiating, pulsating out of your whole form. But anyway, I digress. So the best thing we can do is to go to this place of the freedom that we can feel, we know is there, that rest and be with that and just relax and let that extend out to those that suffer, right? And to yourself. And to yourself, you can even breathe in and out. Just breathe in and out of wherever it hurts. Recognize that as you breathe out, you're breathing out the clear light of spirit into that area. And as you breathe in, you're breathing out, breathing in the pain and darkness. You don't take it on. You just breathe it in, remove it, and then you exhale, sending out light, clear light into that area. It's healing besides what middle way I practice. If it's a med or the doctor visit, acupuncture, I don't know. Chinese medicine, I don't know. The middle way. Anyway, any questions or thoughts? Being it, I'm over, so I should stop. Before I stop the recording, people love to hear from you all. Any questions or thoughts? Yes, Barbie, unmute, darling.
One simple question. When you start the meeting, you always call in ascended masters, sentient beings, and everything. What are sentient beings, dead and alive? What are they? Who are they?
Oh, sentient.
Yeah.
Sentient beings, that means people with spirit animated in their form. Sentient, that's, you can Google it, sentient, S-E-N-T-I-E-N-T, beings. That's beings in the 6 realms. But what I call in is Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, enlightened beings, and ascended masters. Sometimes I add that in there. Ascended masters just means people that
up there.
They were in the form, remembered what they were, and they can come back and forth. And this is Gary Renard's take on it. They can come back and forth as a form to help people. Remember, 2 of them showed up in his living room and helping. But those are beings that help us, guide us what to do or say, and help us have insights and help us in our contemplations and practice.
But you said that, come on, sorry.
But what we're praying for and healing and bringing into the circle of light are sentient beings. That means the beings that think they are bodies or in some kind of form, like animals, hungry ghosts. I really don't know what that means other than a ghost. They're living in a realm that we can't see, and then there's denizens in hell. There's a realm where people go from extreme hot and then extreme cold, and they're just living in constant hell-like conditions.
But you say, but you call it sentient beings dead or alive or whatever. What?
Seen or unseen.
Oh, seen or unseen. Okay.
Seen or unseen. Good point. It's seen because seen, we can see animals, right? We
Yeah.
can see humans. Sometimes I guess we see ghosts, but the others are unseen,
Oh, okay.
unseen,
I thought it
unseen.
was, I thought it was dead or alive, and it's like, what the,
No, mm-mm.
seen or unseen. Okay.
No,
Thank you.
in duality, the realms of duality that aren't really there, but in the illusion, we believe we're in that realm
Yeah.
and we're waking
Thanks.
up. Thank you, Barbie. Any other thought or question? Okay, so then let's go around the tiles and do our advanced forgiveness practice. I won't say anything. See, it just takes a split second. Woo! I love you all. Thank you so much for coming out. Now I always laugh about this with Barbie. I'm gonna pause the recording without shutting down the meeting.